And then lastly, and the big place to land this whole thing today is what a 180 takes. Okay? It's not a simple thing. Change is hard. You know, my mother used to say, the only person who likes change is a baby with a wet nappy. That'd be, for Americans, that'd be a wet diaper. We want change, but we don't like change. In fact, most people want to change their circumstances, but don't want to change themselves. That's the truth of it. I would like to be rich, but I don't want to do the things that rich people do to become rich. I'd like to be fit and healthy, but I don't want to do the things that healthy people do to be fit and healthy. I'd like to have a great marriage, but I'm not willing or haven't been willing to do the things that people who have a great marriage do. I'd like to have great kids. All the above. Every area of your life. And so what a 180 takes? Well, the first thing, believe it or not, is a Popeye moment. Now, in the referral system, we teach to Popeye. Bring a little gift to your best clients and things like that. This is Popeye, the cartoon character. Ack, 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 ack. And Popeye was actually the number one cartoon in the world for decades. People all think about Mickey Mouse, but Popeye was the man. And every episode of Popeye was the same, right? So Popeye was this kind of skin and bones little sailor. He had this love interest, Olive Oyl. Man, she was a real looker. And then there was the villain, Brutus, big, giant dude, usually had a striped sweatshirt, sweater on, and Brutus would often be knocking the tar out of Popeye. Brutus would steal Olive Oyl all the time. He would take his girl, he would take his boat, he would do all kinds of terrible things to him. And then in every single episode of the cartoon Popeye reaches that point where he's gone from bogged down to frustrated to just, that's it. And he would say the following phrase, that's all I can stands, I can't stands no more. That's all I can stands, I can't stands no more. When I hear somebody get to that place in their life, I go, uh-oh, we got something now. That's all I can stands, I can't stands no more. And you've seen this happen where the person who lost 120 pounds, the person who went from bankrupt to being a millionaire, the person who went from being totally sedentary to a triathlete. That's all I can stands, I can't stands no more. Maybe for you, it's you're running your own business and you've had one jackass of a customer too many. And you go, that's it. Now, that's it doesn't mean I'm quitting the business. It means that's all I can stands, I can't stands no more. I'm going to build a business where I am awash with great and grateful clients. I am going to be awash with the kind of people who deserve what I bring to the marketplace. I'm going to be awash with a business I love, with people I love, because I can't stand another one of these. And I actually had an experience like this myself, only mine was different. I was a young realtor, fired up, and I had served a number of people in my church, and they were all big advocates. So a young lady who was recently widowed, she was widowed at 26. She came up to me and talked to me at church. Hey, Brian, she's really quiet, kind of shy lady. And a couple of people in the church told me you're someone I should talk to about real estate. Well, I didn't want to give off the impression that I was soliciting business at church, or that's the reason I was going, right? So it's kind of my fear. So what happened was I said, okay, yeah, I'll follow up with you. Well, something happened, and whatever reason, I forgot. And the following Sunday I saw her and I was, oh my gosh, I was mortified. And I said, you know what? I'm terribly sorry I didn't get in touch with you this week. I just didn't want to be talking business with you at church. And she says, oh, that's okay. I actually bought a place this week. And I was kind of like a little bit sick, but I said, okay, fair enough. And then what I find out is that this lady is hooked up with the person that is just the worst realtor in town, who treats her like crap and who's all about herself, and the transaction's a nightmare. And I ended up having to get involved to salvage this transaction for this young lady and work all kinds of hours to get it done and not get paid for it. And I remember having a Popeye moment, like, that's all I can stands, I can't stands no more. I'm no longer going to be shy about my business, okay? And I'm going to stop worrying about what people think or whatever else, being a people pleaser or whatever. It's like, hey, I am not going to lose out on that type of client again, and I'm not going to have that kind of mess again because of me. I'm going to let people know I'm excited about their business. I'm excited about their referrals. I'm going to promote my business. And no matter what context somebody's talking to me, I'm going to be excited to talk to them about business and get back to them quickly. And that was my Popeye moment. And so maybe you've had a Popeye moment. Maybe you need a Popeye moment. I had another Popeye moment when I was in the business a couple of years, and it was the first time I ever went to a seminar on setting goals. And when I started to set goals, I'd gotten to a point where I was really dealing with some frustration, and I didn't know if my business was going to make it. I was actually put in an application to drive the Super Shuttle at night to take people to the airport and do my real estate business during the day. I had a wife and a couple of kids, and it just wasn't flowing for me. And then I went to a seminar on goal setting, and I wrote out 25 goals. And I remember reminding myself, kind of like I'd come from a team that had won a national championship, and every time we took the field, we expected to win. And it was wild. And I think about these guys all the time that were on that team at Outlands College. And Darren was just home, and he bumped into my old coach, and it was a great experience. And I just remember being in the Del Mar Hilton and having tears stream down my face because I was like, what's happened to me? I used to be a person that pursued a goal and thought I was going to win, and I used to win. And that Popeye moment led me to writing 25 goals. And I never forget, and Beverly talks about this all the time, because this is 30-some years ago. But I wrote 25 goals, and I knocked 19 of them off in 30 days. And I unleashed myself because I had that Popeye moment, right? So Jim Rohn said, if you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree. And so you just got to go. The second application there, what it takes is a complete immersion. So after you have your Popeye moment, it's about immersion. Now I want you to picture yourself going down into a swimming pool and completely immersing yourself. What do most people do? They stick their toe in the water to see what temperature it is. I'm talking about jump in. Les Brown says you got to be willing to go all out. I'm talking about completely immerse yourself. So if you want to lose weight and get fit, you need to be listening to weight loss stuff, exercise stuff. You need to be buying gym gear. You need to be going to the gym. You need to surround yourself with gym people. You need to, talk to people who are eating healthy, go to lunch with the people who eat healthy, see what they do. You need to completely immerse yourself. And what it means is just stop what you were doing and start doing something else. And that's why we have a bunch of these podcasts for you. In fact, there's an episode called The Immersion Method where I teach on this, and it's in season 1. It's episode 300. But it's really about immersing yourself. And whatever, if it's business, immerse yourself in business. My oldest son right now, he's really gotten into investing. Everywhere I turn around, he's reading investment books and listening to investment podcasts. Immerse yourself. Turn off the news, turn off the entertainment, turn off the music, immerse yourself. And so we have a bunch of podcasts for you today to immerse yourself into. And that's what we've given you. Breaking Bad, The Immersion Method, Don't Go It Alone, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. These are the episodes we want you to follow up with this podcast. Lastly, what it takes for a 180 is accountability. Either an accountability partner, some tracking, some training, a coach. Bob Proctor says, accountability is the glue that ties commitment to the result. Steve Maraboli says, wisdom stems from personal accountability. And I say we always do better with a coach. And for those of you who are going alone, check out the It's a Good Life website and go in there and get a free business consultation and see if the consultant there can help you or direct you either with us or someone else or somewhere else to get you the help you need. So what's it take? A Popeye moment, a complete immersion, and accountability.